Man, I was over here. I was watching that movie Birth, the other day. That's essentially what I wanted to make this YouTube video about. A movie that I watched. It's such a stupid movie. I can't even believe I watched it. Shit was fucking an hour and 40 minutes. Wasted my life. All because of a TikTok. Talk about TikTok wasting your time? Because I was watching this movie, right? I don't even really watch movies. But the reason I watched it was because there was this movie that I was watching, or there was a TikTok, right, that came up. And it was a stupid TikTok. It was one of those insecure men TikTok videos, like women don't love you, type videos. I don't know why they come up at night, for me. It's like, what, you guys think I'm lonely or some shit? But point is, the movie came out, right? Or this movie came out 2004. So I know for a fact none of you guys have watched this stupid movie, and I'm gonna save you guys some time so you guys don't even have to watch it, all right? But the movie, let me look up who was in it first off, cuz I honestly don't know who was in this movie. Uh but this movie includes people like Nicole Kidman. But okay, so y'all don't even know freaking y'all don't know freaking people. What am I even telling you guys? Actors? Y'all know actors? Y'all don't know actors. But point is, it got a 39% Rotten Tomatoes. If I could, I'd give it less, because I would give it 10%. I genuinely don't know why I wasted my time watching this movie. The movie, first off, is bad. All right. There's so many scenes where I feel like they could have either A, sped it up, or cut it, to actually make the movie good. But they didn't. This stupid ass movie. Like, I sped this up 250%. It's still a long clip. Yes, I'm gonna make you watch all of this. Yes. Like, come on. Like, watching this back is absolutely hilarious. There's a lot of scenes where they're just pointing the camera at somebody's face.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
And the whole premise of this movie is dumb, all right? And I fucking watched it. Is the sad part. So this movie, you could find it on, where can you find this? You could watch it on Hulu if you want to watch it. If you really want to feel like and understand where this I don't it's not anger or anything for this movie, like just upset, how upset I am that I watched this movie, right? But I watch my movies on YouTube too. So I scroll down, I look at the comment section, there's people who actually enjoyed this shit. I'm like, what the hell? Are you people real people? I even go click on their profiles and they actually watch videos and stuff. But point is, all right, I'm gonna explain this movie to you guys. This movie, the whole premise of this movie is about this guy who goes out for a run, which this scene is awfully long. Don't worry, I'm gonna cut this off a little bit shorter. And shouldn't be that long. And he dies going on that run, which is ironic in of itself, right? Like, you'd think, oh, I'm gonna go do something healthy, and then you die of a heart attack or whatever the hell happened to him, right? He's just running, his left arm started hurting. Oh, maybe I'm gonna make it to under the bridge at least, and then he died under the bridge, right? Also, it's like snowing. Usually when I've never seen snow personally, But if it's that cold out, I'm not going out. I'm gonna stay inside. So, um, he dies, and then he is reincarnated, and which at the same time, later in the movie, there's like this part where it kind of like you kind of don't understand because they ran out of money to really put like just the next day, just like a little, like one of those panels where it just says, oh, this happened the next day. Or like 2 minutes later, you could have stole one from SpongeBob and put it in there so we have a better understanding of what happened, right? But the whole point is he dies, he reincarnates, and 10 years pass, and you gotta think this guy got real lucky, because not only did he reincarnated as a boy, and he reincarnated as a boy who lives in New York, which is also the place that his wife lives. Like, what are the odds of that? I don't think that's low, right? I don't think it's high. Oh, 89% chance that if you die, you'll reincarnate as a boy in New York. Like, I don't think that's that high. I think that's like in the 0.00s. But point is, he's 10 years old now. He finds out, oh, hell no, my wife is going to get married. So he goes to talk some sense into her, which is stupid. If it was me, I'd be like, new life, new wife. I'm going to be the smartest freaking fourth grader ever. But I'm a I'm gonna use all this wisdom that I have to make my life better, right? You think that's what you would do. But instead he's like, you know what? I'm gonna go back and try to convince my wife to not get married. Not to get remarried. And he goes and he pretty much at first she's like, haha, stupid little kid. He over here talking about he's my ex-husband. That's messed up. Just let my ex-husband rest in peace. He's dead. And then she tells him like, "Hey, this ain't funny. This ain't no like pretty much how I was like telling you guys. Just like this ain't funny. You can't be out here pretending to be my husband who's dead. And I never want to see you again." And then he like the kid is all dramatic, falls to his knees, is all sad, and then she's like all conflicted. She goes out with her new soon to be husband, right? To like some opera, because there was nothing cool rich people can do, besides go to an opera. And she's like all conflicted because this little boy who's claiming to be her ex-husband is dropped to his knees when she told him that she didn't want to see him anymore. Yeah. And then this is where we get another one of those long extended scenes of like her face, and it's just like a slow zoom, and some dude's off camera holding like a one of those cards like, hey, act conflicted. Make a conflicted look for your acting or whatever. And then she like freaking is conflicted at this opera, right? Because of that little boy. And then he goes back and he's like harassing her at this point. They should get like a restraining order or something, right? On this little kid. And he's like, oh, yeah, we were married. And he starts slowly, little by little, he just starts pointing out stuff like, yeah, we had sex on that couch. This bitch told you that Santa wasn't real. And also, fuck your new husband and all that. And that's my desk right there. And all this other stuff, right? Like, who cares, right? And she gets convinced. She gets convinced, right? And she's like, oh my God, this 10-year-old boy is really my ex husband. And then there's like some really weird scenes where I'm just like, I Hollywood, like this pedophilia stuff. You guys need to, yeah, y'all need to stop. All right, because at this point, you guys are like, but technically, this question would be brought up, you know. So I understand why it's in the movie, but at the same time, it's like y'all didn't honestly need to put this in the movie. It's stupid, you know? Like she's like, "How are you going to please me at like an ice cream shop with a 10-year-old boy?" Like what if somebody just heard this conversation and was just like walking by like that lady's really going to she's really going to sleep with this 10-year-old boy like shit, what the hell's going on, you know? And another thing that's absolutely hilarious is that the little kid who plays in this movie can't act. He can't act. So they're just like giving him like very easy, like all his dialogue is very easy, which really makes you go like, how old was Sean when he died? What was he, 16 or some shit? You know, like he just didn't have any charisma as a and he was like a scientist. So what are the odds that you are born with autism twice? You know? Like what are the odds like that happens, huh? Cuz he honestly has no way of like communicating with people's heart. Like I feel like if I died and I was reincarnated with all the memories that of my like past life, like my charisma would still be there, right? But hey, whatever. It's a movie. Like chill out, bro. Yes, this movie's an hour and 40 minutes long or whatever, but chill out, bro. You know, stop pointing out all this stuff, you know? And then later, she like legit is in love with this boy, right? And he's like doing some like little kid stuff. He's like playing monkey bars and stuff. And whatever. I'm getting sidetracked at this point. But there's this lady Clara, right? Turns out, oh, well before this, that dude Joseph loses his mind. He's like, which honestly, if my fiance was like, "Oh, I that 10-year-old boy is like my ex-husband and I'm starting to see that she might leave me for a 10-year-old boy." I might have just called off the wedding myself, you know? Like what the hell? You really want to go with this 10-year-old boy, then go. I'm rich. I'm dating a 35-year-old. I'll go get myself a new one, you know? I'll go get one who's prettier, smarter, and younger, you know? Like why are you settling for a 35-year-old, you know? But whatever. Disregard that, all right? So he loses his mind and he starts spanking him, you know, which is like at that point that's assault, right? That boy could just press charges. Like they're not related or anything. What the hell? But point is, uh, the he ends up sleeping at like his brother's house or whatever, and she's like head over heels at this point with this 10-year-old boy, and this lady comes and her name is Clara, right? And she's like, um, talks to him, and then later we find out that this dude Sean was a scumbag. He didn't even really like his wife that much. He was out here cheating on his wife with this bitch Clara, you know? And this bitch does like child abuse as well, you know, but whatever. She tells him like, "Yeah, you never really loved your wife. You was with me." You know, I'm gonna just, you know, like honestly, I'm gonna put some scenes in the movie, so I honestly don't even really have to explain this. And this is the scene where I was like confused because they didn't put like, what is this, the next day? What is going on here? And it is the next day after the second time. I had to go watch that movie so I can make this audio, you know? And then he's like conflicted now. Now the 10-year-old boy's conflicted, you know? And he goes and he tells the his wife, Anna, right? He's like, yeah, it's all BS. I don't even know. Like, I'm the- I was just I did one Google search in 2004 when Google was ass, you know, and I like to give you guys an idea. I was like in what 2004. I was what not even 2008. I was in eighth grade, so I was in fourth grade in 2004. All right, think about that. I was in fourth grade. I was the same age as Sean, essentially, right? And Google wasn't even a thing. So he's like, "Yeah, I did my research, and you know, I'm over here taking advantage of you." And so pretty much, they like all this gets dropped, and then she goes back to Joseph's work, and it's like, "Hey, what I did was dumb, you know. Um, I love you, you know." And Joseph's dumbass simp, like idiot, decides to take her back, and and then they end up like going to this like they get married, and then you have the scene where they're getting married, and she's like taking wedding pictures and stuff, and uh she gets like this letter, and she opens it, and it's written by Sean, and he's like, "Yeah, I was tripping, I don't know what happened to me. It was like a spell, like this is like some Harry Potter stuff, happened to me. The neighbor, he smoked salvia, and I got secondhand high or whatever, right?" And then she ends up like he signs it like love Sean or something, right? And then she's like, "Oh my god, it was really him." And then she like runs in her wedding dress to where the beach they first met was at, and she's like crying, bawling her eyes out, and then the movie ends, you know? I was never so excited to see the credits for a movie, but when I saw the credits, I was like, "Oh, thank God." And then I scrolled down, there's like 6 comments on the video. I honestly I read all of them and stuff, but uh none of them were funny. It's just like people who are like also confused like me. Like, why didn't they just put like the next day, like just some text in the movie where it says there was one lady who's like, "This is such a good movie" and stuff, and I was like, "Oh, I need to leave a comment," you know. I feel like this is gonna be a tradition now. I'm gonna just make videos, and I'm gonna just leave comment or like watch movies, leave comments after, and but uh I left the comment. I was like, this movie's pretty much about settling. Like, he's settling for a 35-year-old woman who's an alpha widow, and at the drop of a hat would probably leave him, you know? And then she's settling for a guy that she doesn't really like because she'd leave him for a 10-year-old, who's saying is her ex-husband and really is her ex-husband or something. And then so she doesn't really like him. So she's settling for him. But at the same time, it's like, well, she kind of has to because she's 35. So it's like, hey, this movie's ass. If you made it this far, you should like probably like subscribe to my YouTube channel or something. I'm the next movie I'm thinking I might do. Somebody recommended me a movie called Freeway. It has like Reese Witherspoon. Uh, yeah, it came out in 1996, the year I was born. So I know for a fact none of you guys have watched this trash. It's an hour and 50 minutes, so I'm doing the Lord's work. If the movie's ass, you guys can't. Well, it has a 76% Rotten Tomatoes. This some older lady, she's like in her 60s, recommended it to me. So we are gonna watch that. But you know, I thought it was I want to make more videos like this. I want to have the Tekken in the background. me doing audio on some stupid movie I watched, and then like I get to work on my editing skills a little bit, you know. Anyways, subscribe. So I'm gonna end the video.